Alright then. Alright, it's time for a midweek training session. I'm going to take you through one of my training sessions from start to finish. This is midweek one, talk you through philosophies on my training style, methods, why I do certain things, how I do certain things, how I program it in, how I ask for help, all the rest. But first off, we've got to get warm, so let's go. My 3 favourite stretches right now. One is this lovely back ball stretch. Lower to the floor, and a big reach to the top. Oh, it's so good. Stretching off. Some of the stuff is static. Majority of the stretching is dynamic. Static just means being still. Dynamic means moving through a stretch. Bit of both are good, just to get your body and your brain prepped. My warm up, to be fair, is usually the same because A, it works, and B, it's prepping my mind ready. Even though it's simple, easy, it just not only gets the body ready, but it gets the mind ready. So as soon as I know that I'm doing this right here, my brain's going, shit's about to go down. It's about to get serious. You're about to train, you're about to train, you're about to train. And I take my training pretty serious, but I'm not serious all the time. As you'll know if you watch a lot of my stuff, I like having a laugh with it, I like playing about with it, I like having fun. Training should not be punishment. It should be a celebration of what your body can do. 10 to 12 on the old stretcheroo there. Then we do what we call the world's greatest stretch. I didn't name it that, but apparently that's what it's called. And I love this stretch. It's amazing for the hips, amazing for opening up the back. 10 each side. Tight here until I get this open. Following your thumb all the way, stretching the back hip, opening the chest, stretching the shoulder, opening the body up, and then stretch, hit the bottom. Swap, time on the other side. What a lot of people don't realise is the importance of breathing. As the stretch, a lot of people shallow breathe, even just during the day, which is why we suffer a lot with anxiety, also ill health. But people don't realise that when you breathe properly, you stretch better, you relax your muscles, you have less injuries if you breathe correctly. Most people are not taught that, but most people don't understand how to breathe properly even through a stretch. A couple more. So for example, as I do this last bit, I lean over and I exhale slowly through my mouth. That allows my muscle fibers to relax a little bit more into the stretch. This last one, called a half prayer, because it basically looks like you're praying. Great lat stretch, shoulder stretch, ready for what's about to come. Hips to the heels, elbows forward. Face and head back, stretching the lats, just big pull in the armpits. Again, this is deep breaths into the belly. Slow breaths out through the mouth. And then, we'll repeat that one more time. We'll speed this up in post-production. So, come over here. Your trainings, especially if you're going to the gym, should always be pre-planned. Never, ever, ever, ever go into the gym and say, I wonder what I'll do today. Don't do that. Fail to plan, plan to what? Fail, you know this. So you should always have your trainings ready and good to go. Today we have, I always write mine down. Yes, you can use apps on your phone and stuff like that, whatever works for you. I'm a bit old school because I used to do this 20 years ago. Before we had smartphones. ladies and gentlemen. Some of you will remember that. Clean, 5x2, 90 kilo. Then we're going prowler drive, 3 sets on 210 kilo. Now that's only 2 things. What, you go to the gym, do 2 things, yeah, but it's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it and the intensity level with which you are doing it. So you will see how challenging this can be. I'm using 2, what I would consider full body movements. A clean, which you can do obviously with a kettlebell. Yes, you can do it with a barbell. You could do it with a dumbbell, although kettlebells and barbells are obviously a better way of doing it. A clean is a full body movement. There's nothing not working when you're doing a clean. Obviously, if you're doing a barbell clean like I'm about to do, it's quite a sort of intermediate to advanced move. You wouldn't give it to a beginner necessarily. You might do it in a body pump class or something like that, but when you're doing it with a proper Olympic bar like this, it does require some technique. Now my now ex-coach, who I coached with for nearly 2 years, Sonny Webster, the Great Britain Olympic trialist who went into the Olympics, was my coach. Can't get much fucking better than that, can you? Than a guy who goes to the Olympics. So he taught me for 1.5 to 2 years, and I've also had several other coaches along the time. I'm in the kind of phase at the minute where I'm applying a lot of what I've learned into a point where I'm getting pretty good results, and it'll not be long before I start asking for help again. I'm in the in-between phase between coaches at the minute, and I'm putting kind of my own thing together now with the knowledge that I've got. But at some point in the near future, I will be seeking out another coach to take me to the next level, whether it be whatever it is style of training. I like to change it up quite a bit. But Olympic lifting has been a staple for several years for me, something that I've dabbled with in the past as well. But when I say Olympic lift, you're talking things like snatch, clean and jerk, back squat, front squat, things like that. Strength training in general. But the Olympic style stuff has really spoken to me. So let me demonstrate a warm-up on a barbell clean. I'm not going to take you through the exact technique. This is not a technique video. This is just how I structure things and to show me working to my, well, more or less max capacity. So barbell clean, 3 reps. Easy warm-up start. Oh, I'm tight. Whew. Dushk. Ha. Dushka. So my weight for doubles here is a bit rough on those warm sets. 90 kilogram. Now I weigh, I think 85 or 84 at the minute, so I lift more than body weight. I usually tend to do 3 to 4 warm-up sets. Depending on how heavy I'm going, my average is 3 to 4 warm-up sets. When I do say warm-up sets, I've already done a warm-up where I warm the body, and then I do warm-up set on the weight that I'm on the exercise that I'm doing. So, well, on this we'll go 40 kilos, obviously less than 50% for a warm-up. Then we'll build a little bit more until we get to the actual weight. We've done 3 reps at 40, we're going to do 2 reps at 60, then we'll do 1 rep at 80, and then go 90. And that's 3 warm-up sets, followed by the beginning of the work sets, yeah? So with a clean, why am I only doing 2 movements? The clean is a full body movement. It's a very athletic movement. You have to have good mobility, good power, speed, strength, agility to be able to hit the move properly. You'll notice that on my first couple there I didn't get very low. Since I broke my ankle, I've had limited mobility, and it takes quite a long time to get the depth warmed into it. Now, I've noticed this. It's one of them things after injury, I have to bear that in mind. I might not be the same, but I keep going. I keep getting it done. So, it's always good to wear chalk. Wear chalk? Use chalk? Wear chalk? Would you wear chalk? I guess you would. I like the liquid chalk, though it's a bit dry at the minute. But I do like the liquid chalk. I'm using the dregs of the bottle here, like. A little bit chalk goes a long way. If you're in a gym that doesn't allow chalk, find another fucking gym. Now my training as such, like I say, it varies from time to time depending. Now I like climbing mountains, I like going on walks. I'm not really a fan of running, though I could run if I needed to. I like sprinting. I love bodyweight training. Planks, push-ups, burpees, sit-ups, I love that kind of stuff. I love the stuff that gets you sweating and gets you feeling pumped. But my main love is weightlifting, has been for many years. I love a combination of the two. The thing is, strength training and fitness should all be part of your life. You need fitness to keep going, but you need strength to not stop. Set number 2, double rep on here. If you watch this right ankle of mine, it's a bit dodgy. Stop! Stop! Oh fuck. Woo! It's getting heavy now. One more warm-up set where we'll do a single and then we'll start on 5 doubles, which is today's target, at 90 kilo. It's going to be hard. How do you come up with how many sets and how many reps? It's goal dependent. Now my goal has always been get fitter, get stronger. Regardless, strength first, fitness second for me, just because my goals. Obviously if you're a marathon runner, if you're wanting to do fitness challenges, fitness is your main goal, but strength always needs to be some kind of foundation in it, yeah? So strength has always been my main goal, so get stronger. Now that doesn't mean that I have to get heavier and heavier and heavier, that's part of it, but it also means I just have to get better at lifting. It also means that I have to get better at doing reps as well. So rather than just looking for the old 1 rep max, which is quite dangerous, very rarely do that now. When it comes to strength training, you usually train with the 1 to 5 range, meaning 5 reps, 4 reps, 3 reps, 2 reps, or occasionally 1 rep. So today is 5 sets of 2 reps on the clean. Not very much volume. Sometimes you might do hundreds of press-ups, hundreds of sit-ups, hundreds of squats in a training class, for example, with a light weight or your body weight. But when you're lifting heavy weights, it's more taxing to the nervous system and you need more rest. But you can get some serious gains and benefits from dropping the weight and going heavier, but doing it properly with good form and good technique. And like I said, the clean is not necessarily a beginner's movement. It requires some coaching and some time and some frustration and along the way. But it is a very, very versatile, brilliant movement, and it works your entire body and your heart is pumping after you've done a set of cleans. So, big one on 80. Man, that's heavy now. 90 is going to be a bit of a stretch for doubles here. Woo, is it not? So I don't deadlift, and you might think, well, hang on, you're deadlifting now. Kinda am. A clean does incorporate a deadlift, but obviously, as you've noticed, you pick it up with your shoulders and you drive through the hips and the legs to bring the weight up. Deadlifting is something that I have hurt my back far too many times over the years. The risk to reward ratio for me is not worth it. I would prefer to do something more dynamic, explosive, rather than try and lift something heavier and risk hurting my back. If you've ever pulled your back on a deadlift, you'll know what I mean. And I've done it probably more than 5 times, and I thought at the end of the day, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going for the ego lifts. I'm going for the good lifts that will transfer into life, that will keep me strong anyway and make me feel good. So deadlift's one of them things I just choose not to do. Choose not to do. The plan is 2 here. Now the last time I did a 90 kilo clean was quite a long time ago, probably pre-ankle break. Set 1. Oh. Fuck, I'm not doing a double on that. We're going to keep the singles on these. Wow, that was heavy. Oh, hey, stopwatch. Time myself 2 to 3 minutes on lifts usually, depending on how heavy it is. Sometimes my heavy back squats are 3 to 4 minutes. 5 if it's a real heavy weight that I'm not used to. Fuck that, God. That was hard. Just that one lift drained us immediately, like very challenging. It took everything that. As I go on, they'll look a little bit better. That was a little bit off. I felt myself compensating a little bit still because of my ankle. I felt it was slightly off. I thought my drive wasn't as fast on that, but I got a single. So initially, I'll write all this down. 5x2 was today. I'm gonna just flip that to 5x1. I mean, sometimes you have to readjust as you go on in the training. Sometimes you think, you know what, today I can't do that double. I can't do that 5 reps, but I can do 3 reps, for example. You got to readjust on the day. Sometimes you might choose a weight. Say I've come up 5 kilo from the last training. Sometimes 5 kilos is a big jump. People don't realize this. A lot of the time you would only come up 2.5 or 1.25 or even a kilo sometimes. And sometimes on your heavy presses, for example, you might only come up 1 kilo or a half. dependent. You can literally, as long as there's a little bit extra, you know, that's what matters. Now I'm confident enough to come up 5 kilo because I know the move. However, I very much struggle to get 2 on there with good form. But I could get 1 and I think, right, okay, let's get 5 singles today. We'll work back from that. There's a little bit of a strategy to work back to next time when we'll go back to sort of 3 reps, 4 reps, 5 reps, whatever. We'll drop the weight and adjust accordingly. And then in a couple of months, maybe I can do that weight again for doubles. Because the idea is to get stronger, get more reps. I have this little phrase, first the worst, second the best, third, you know that's gone. You know where this is going. So this should be the best. I say that now, fuck me. All right. Oh my God, me head. Woo! Dizzy. Fuck. Everything's firing there. Everything's firing. I didn't quite catch that quite right. In between, I like to sometimes just sit down as well. Time your rest, so don't get too involved in your phone conversations or you're talking to other people. Time your rest, get your rest ready, man. Otherwise you won't get your reps in, you won't get your sets in. That's why it's important to train with someone or in a group so that you're not fucking about in between. You let the coach drive it, or you let yourself say, right, my standards are 2 minutes or minute or whatever it is. The heavier you go, the more rest you need. The lighter you go, the less rest you need. If you're doing a set of bodyweight squats, you might only have to rest 30 seconds to a minute before the next set. If you're doing some heavy heavy back squats or front squats, you might need 2, 3, 4 minutes in between. It all depends. Principles are the same. Movement is medicine. Health is wealth. This looks hard, it looks punishing. It's not punishing, it's hard. And if you do hard things, your life gets easier. If you do hard things, your life gets easier. Another minute before the next set.
Do you think I could film it where you like go mid-set and just blow the foghorn as you're about to throw it up?
Please don't do that. That wouldn't be good.
It would make for an amazing reel though, wouldn't it?
Could, but I might hurt myself because I might tense up and hurt myself.
Exactly. Do it for the gram.
Set 3! Oh yeah, I'm getting quite far actually. Didn't take that way up was fucking. Oh God! The beauty about taking videos of yourself lifting, you know, you can find your technique. So pretty good that. Hips down, through, high pull, catch pretty high still there. That's good. See, depth is kind of good. Depth's much low below parallel, as you can see there on the video. I often think I don't get low enough, but then I watch it back and I'm like, actually I was alright. Still kept the chest up, a little bit of a tilt, natural tilt going on there. Notice how my right ankle there moves back. Left foot stays still, right ankle, it's off the brake that. My right ankle just moves much more than my left. Yeah. So the clean is like quite an advanced movement, like I said. And it's one of these things that transfers very well into athletics. So I'm a pro wrestler part-time and I perform in a wrestling ring and I do jumping and running and twisting and flipping and all these kinds of things. And the clean is an exercise that a lot of pro athletes use to generate power, speed, to help with core strength, grip strength, you know. And it's one of those things that gets your body moving. You have to be powerful to be able to hit a heavy clean. You have to be fast, you have to have a good hip drive. But you have to be good on technique as well to be able to hit it properly. And it's one of the, again, things I think sometimes things like this, exercises like the clean, take a long time to master. I'm still nowhere near there, though I'm hitting quite a nice weight with it. It takes a long time to get better. And I think it develops patience. And that's the thing with all your training, is people go to the gym and exercise, which is great, I'm all for that, movement's medicine. But there's a difference between training and exercise. Exercise is just going to the gym. Training is looking to get better. There's a difference there. So When you take something like the clean, it's a complex movement. Any kind of movement that's complex, there's a lot of kettlebell movements that are complex, like the Turkish get-up or the windmill, for example, that take time. If you choose things like that, that are challenging to you, you become better, and you are then training, and you're looking to just get better. It drops the ego, because at first you'll not be able to lift any weight, you'll work with the bar only, and it drops your ego down, and it cements in consistency of just being humble. This is what I love about things like the clean. You can never really do it as an ego lift. It's very rare to do that. Like the deadlift you can, but people just hurt themselves. The squat you can, but people just hurt themselves. But a clean takes time. Clean and jerk takes time. Snatch takes time. That's why I fell in love with Olympic lifting. And then when I broke my ankle, I don't know if I told you that at all, like, but do you know I broke my ankle? In October of 2023. Jumping off the top rope in a wrestling ring, which I'm about to do again this Sunday coming up. I think shit happens. Crack on. You get on with it. Woo! 4 down. Shit, the bed. Want to go. When the sets get hard, sitting down in between is useful, especially when you're requiring a big leg drive. Sometimes just getting that extra minute or two on you sitting down, letting the blood relax a little bit, you know, gets you a little bit more focused and recovered for the next set. Because your sets, when you're training properly, should be exhausting, not just fairly tough. Fucking very tough, exhausting. If you're training properly, it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be a struggle. Not to the point where you're failing all the time or, you know, you're injuring yourself, but enough of a struggle to say, you know what, this is fucking hard. $90 kg clean. AJP, AJP, AJP. For the gram, for the gram. Set number 5, last one, then we'll move on to our second part of this training, which is the big prowler push. That's good. That's good. That concludes the first part of this training. I get a big buzz when the first part's done. I've ticked all my boxes. I've added me reps and me weight in. Now we have to change shoes. So these are weightlifting shoes. They are very good for if you're doing weightlifting seriously, squats, pushes, cleans, deadlifts. They raise and elevate the heel. They keep the foot more secure, so there's less movement. There's a lot more movement in a trainer, which means when you're lifting heavy weight and you're driving properly through the feet, and you're trying to keep a stable base and foundation, they help massively. So if you're taking your lifting a bit more seriously, invest in a decent pair of lifting shoes. That you will benefit from them. So next, we're moving onto a prowler push. Let's get warmed into it. If you'd like to learn how to create outstanding levels of energy, motivation, and self-control, my second book, Supercharged, the modern day guide to doing exactly that, is out now.